Thank you for joining us for this look at some of the best stories from KPBS News this week. I'm Amitha Sharma. Coming up, the life of Bill Walton. Those who cover the Basketball Hall of Famer talk about his deep connection to San Diego. Paying California's caretakers. Those who support our elders say they're worried about a possible delay to a state law that would bring them more money. And what's going on with San Diego's sea lions. SeaWorld shows us the work it's doing after a spike in deaths for sea lion pups off our coast. We start with the work done to uncover the truth about a man who died in the San Diego Bay nearly 80 years ago. He's now just the third Californian on the National Registry of Racial Terror and Lynchings. Katie Hyson looked into his life and death.
Around 8 p.m. on Saturday, April 27, 1946, Alton Collier boarded the Coronado ferry to San Diego. He never reached the other side. His body washed up on the Coronado shore a week later. What happened to Collier depended on which newspaper you read. White-run papers didn't use the word man in their headlines about Collier, but Negro, suspect, and knife assailant. In their accounts, Collier, 26, got in a heated argument with two 19-year-old Navy men, Freddie Johnson and Otis Gilbert. Then Collier drew a knife and slashed Johnson's arm. So Gilbert confronted Collier with boat hooks, and Collier leaped over the railing into the bay. Ferry crew dropped a life raft, then kept going, even though Collier screamed for help after he hit the water. This detail bothered Coronado historian Kevin Ashley.
Why would a guy jump into the water and drown if he knew how to swim? If he didn't know how to swim, why would you jump in the water? Something didn't add up about it.
So Ashley searched black-run newspapers and found a very different headline: Drowned man victim of gang-up attack by white Navy men. In this account, witnesses saw sailors calling Collier the N-word, crowding him toward the railing, striking him with a boat hook, and Collier falling overboard.
The white press basically fed what I believe was a prevailing narrative of African American men as aggressive, and the black press portrayed him as a victim.
In the months leading up to Collier's death, race relations were boiling in San Diego. African Americans were picketing businesses that wouldn't hire them. So Collier's story didn't surprise Ashley. He believes the ferry's Navy passengers closed rank.
They basically agreed what was the story. Then, one of the guys had a so-called slash, which at first was portrayed in the press as he lost so much blood, and later on it was just a sort of a scratch.
The coroner declared Collier's death a suicide. Collier's wife, Georgia, sued the ferry company.
So imagine this 23-year-old, 24-year-old African-American woman with a primary school education taking on the Spreckles Company.
Her deposition paints a different picture of Collier, a cement worker and union man at the Hotel del Coronado. He never drank, had asthma, wore glasses, and, importantly,
he didn't own a knife. He didn't own a razor.
Georgia Collier told the lawyer, quote, he had no temper whatsoever. That Saturday, he got off work before noon, helped her with the dishes and cooking, planted flowers, then boarded the ferry to pick up tailored trousers for himself and a coat for Georgia at a downtown department store. They were supposed to go dancing that night, but he never came back. His glasses were later found on the ferry deck, broken.
She maintained he was murdered, but she never got her day in court. So, and eventually the case was dropped.
Georgia Collier never saw a dime. A week later, the ferry company sold for $5.5 million. The sailors were never charged. Ashley's research prompted the Equal Justice Initiative to declare Collier's death a lynching. SDSU anthropology professor Seth Malios says San Diego could lead a national reckoning with the broader definition of lynchings.
You immediately think of these images from the Deep South, and you think of hangings. We immediately link it, but that's not what this is. Lynching is about people taking the law into their own hands, there being no representation and terrorizing an individual.
Yvette Porter Moore is a San Diego genealogist. She wants accountability.
I would like to see the County of San Diego change his death certificate.
On the anniversary of Collier's death last year, around 8 p.m., Moore and Ashley boarded the Coronado ferry.
I just wanted somehow to say, like, I know what happened to you. Maybe nobody else knows, but I know.
Collier didn't get to see the flowers he planted that day bloom. On the waves he was left to drown in, Moore and Ashley sprinkled fresh petals.
Say his name, Alton Collier.
A public ceremony will be held this summer. Katie Hyson, KPBS News.
Governor Gavin Newsom is proposing to delay a raise for about 150,000 disability care workers in an effort to cut the state budget deficit. KPBS health reporter Heidi DeMarco tells us some advocates say it could lead to longer wait times for patients.
Dolores Simmons is an in-home caregiver and has been caring for Lorraine for 5.5 hours, 5 days a week for more than 5 years. We're only using Lorraine's first name to protect her privacy.
I come in, I cook for her, and I assist her with like her medication. I'm her companion. We talk a lot. I put her to bed, I change her. Whatever needs that need to be done, I do them.
Simmons says what she provides goes beyond basic needs.
We're there for them emotionally, physically. You know, their pain is our pain. You know, what they go through, we go through.
She's upset Governor Gavin Newsom is proposing delaying pay increases for disability care workers until next year. She says she needs to work 2 jobs, about 60 hours a week, to make ends meet.
$17.71, and that is definitely not enough money to live in San Diego on this pay with high rent, food high. I got grandkids that I take care of, so absolutely not.
In 2021, the state promised wage increases to address a $1.8 billion gap in rates for care providers. But only half has been fulfilled. Workers anticipated another raise of $2 to $4 an hour in July. Hundreds of advocates gathered last week at the state capitol to ask the governor and legislature to keep their promise.
They deserve to be paid a livable wage.
Kim Mills is CEO of A Better Life Together, a San Diego-based agency that provides independent living services. She says Newsom's proposal threatens an already fragile system.
Our agency has a waiting list, and which means that people aren't receiving services because we can't attract staff. It's a shame.
She says currently there are 50 people on her waiting list. The majority of direct care workers in California are women and people of color.
But they're getting older, and so at some point we're going to have to replace them, which is sad. And I think about their quality of life and how things could be a little easier if we can pay them more.
Experts predict a shortage of between 600,000 and 3.2 million direct care workers in California by 2030. Advocates say rising wages in other service and healthcare industries make it harder to compete for workers. But Simmons plans to keep adding to her 30 years of caregiving.
I'm 57 and I'm not finna be flipping nobody's hamburgers. I mean, the money is there, they make it more than me, but I'm sticking it out where I'm at because I love doing the work.
Heidi DeMarco, KPBS News.
A recent fire at an Otay Mesa energy storage facility shows how hard it can be to fully extinguish fires that involve batteries. A neighborhood in North County says it's why they oppose a planned battery storage project in their area. Alexander Wynn has more of their concerns.
Up and down Country Club Drive in Eden Valley, as evidenced by the signs everywhere. Residents here are united. Even Disco the Horse agrees.
I feel like we are the guinea pigs of the neighborhood.
They want to stop Seguro, a lithium battery energy storage project proposed on the site of a former equestrian school.
I don't feel safe, and my kids don't feel safe either.
Amanda Black lives next to the proposed site, just feet from the development. The Otay Mesa battery storage fire highlights a major concern for her.
When the batteries catch on fire, which they do. It's not an if scenario, it's a when scenario, that there will be air pollution and we will have to evacuate from our home, that we will be breathing in the toxic fumes from the fires.
Max Guarnieri is a development manager at AES. It's the global energy company that will operate the SeaWorld site. He says fire at battery energy storage systems, or BESS, are rare, and the company takes great care to mitigate them.
Lithium-ion fires are always a huge consideration of ours, and we always design our projects to mitigate that risk. And what we specifically do on our projects is we take a 4-stage approach.
The 4 stages include a fire suppression system within each battery module to isolate fires, and smoke and heat and gas detections. Battery cells typically heat up and off-gas hydrogen before catching fire. But those precautions haven't eased Brenda Wright's concerns. She lives across the street from the proposed SeaWorld site.
This is not just a fire. This is toxic fumes that you can't breathe. If you breathe, it could damage you for life. It could kill you.
She's also concerned that SeaWorld is upwind from Palomar Hospital, which is roughly 1 mile away.
Then all these toxic chemicals are all over everything. How is that ever cleaned up?
AES says BESS's overall safety record is strong and improving, citing research from the nonprofit Electric Power Research Institute showing the rate of accidents decreasing. Despite being close to homes and upwind from a hospital, AES says this is a good location to serve the energy needs of the community. It's near the SDG&E Escondido substation and can directly feed into it.
So we look at where's the energy demand, what areas are prone to or susceptible to brownouts and blackouts. And then those are the types of areas that we want to site these projects.
AES says the site has enough energy storage to power 240,000 homes for 4 hours. Residents here say they like the idea of a battery storage facility to stow green energy. They just don't think it should be in a residential area. Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.
This weekend brings a pivotal moment for our neighbors across the border. Mexico is holding its presidential election. This week, KPBS border reporter Gustavo Solis moderated a bilingual discussion on what's being called one of the biggest elections in Mexico's history. In addition to president, more than 20,000 positions will be decided by voters. It's all available on the KPBS YouTube page. The election is Sunday, and we'll have updates at kpbs.org. The story you just saw from Alexander Nguyen on lithium batteries was our most popular story this week. Here are some others. NBA star Bill Walton has passed away. We'll have more on his legacy in San Diego a bit later. Former President Trump is found guilty of dozens of criminal charges in New York, and San Diego International elevates the airport experience for travelers. Sign up for our newsletter to get more of the most popular stories from KPBS. Coronado has been out of compliance with state affordable housing laws for 3 years. Now, its city council has signed off on a series of zoning updates that could finally fix that. South Bay reporter Corey Suzuki says the city made it just before the state's deadline.
A church, a grocery store, a police station. These are a few of the buildings that the Coronado City Council has agreed to rezone, allowing more homes to be built on these sites in the future.
Motion carries, all voting aye.
Last month, the council voted unanimously for a number of code and zoning updates that could open the door for developers to add more than 900 new homes to the city by the end of the decade.
This item is almost certainly the most consequential land use item that will be considered by the city over the last couple of decades.
California requires all cities and counties to plan for a certain amount of new affordable homes every 8 years. To address the housing shortage, support growing communities, and reduce ongoing effects of racial segregation. Coronado has been staring down a deadline to get these changes done. Almost 3 years ago, city leaders openly defied the state's requirements to plan for more affordable housing. Last October, California's Attorney General took the city to court. The judge gave Coronado a deadline, April 16th, to pass a new housing plan and updated zoning to match. Last month, city officials voted to pass that updated plan.
This is a situation none of us want to be in, but I fully support this motion because it does minimize the impact on our community to the greatest extent possible.
A week later, they passed the zoning changes, with less than a day to spare. State housing officials say these latest changes probably will be enough to meet their requirements. If they approve Coronado's updates, that would bring the city back in line with California housing law for the first time in 3 years. The state has until June 11th to make a final decision. Corey Suzuki, KPBS News.
Along California's uninhabited coastal islands, biologists are seeing something that has them concerned. Hundreds of dead sea lion pups. Normally, those numbers would be in the single digits this time of year. John Carroll spoke to a local expert about what could be going on.
We have discovered that scientists are seeing stillborn or premature births of California sea lions.
As the curator of SeaWorld's rescue program, Jenny Smith is plugged into the network of scientists and rescue operations along the West Coast. The population counts are still in progress, which means scientists at NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, are still trying to figure out what's leading to the spike in pup deaths. Smith says it could be that females are having to do more work to find food.
They're swimming more, their body condition is less than ideal for having their pups.
Smith says part of the reason there isn't yet an answer or answers as to what's behind the pup deaths is that NOAA surveys so far have all been aerial. But a statement from the agency hints at what could be going on. It says in part, premature births are not uncommon with sea lions and often become numerous during El Niño periods when pregnant sea lions need to swim farther in search of shifting prey species. Whatever the cause, Smith says they're closely following the situation.
We have communication meetings all the time with the Stranding Network so that we can kind of find out what's going on with other rescue facilities along the West Coast.
While the cause isn't yet apparent, one thing Smith can say for sure, at least for now, is that they're not seeing an uptick in rescues in this region. SeaWorld handles rescues from the border to the Orange County line. But if they do start to see the issue here, she says they're ready.
We will develop a plan for them once they are here. We will weigh them. We will determine their length. We will find out what their blood glucose is, what their temperature is, if they have any wounds.
SeaWorld's mission to help animals in distress can be described with 3 R's: rescue, rehabilitate, and return. And when it comes to returning, that's done with this vessel, the Second Chance. This video from SeaWorld shows one of those happy moments. On this day, the return of elephant seals. As for the California sea lion pups, the concern is far from a panic. The population of California sea lions is robust. NOAA says there are about 250,000 of them living and thriving along the coast of California. John Carroll, KPBS News.
KPBS is embarking on a new series about volunteers across our community. We're telling stories of people who devote their time in unexpected ways. In the first installment, Katerina Portella brings us the story of a man who's teaching the importance of community and the environment to local youth.
Our graduation ceremony isn't in a classroom, isn't in a dance hall or anything like that. It's here on the beach because this is our classroom. This is where we first met the students here on this beach 2 years ago, so it only felt appropriate and full circle to come back to the same beach where they attempted to surf their first wave. My name is Mario Ordóñez Calderón, and I'm the Executive Director of Un Mar de Colores. It's essentially a 2-year scholarship program that's open to the public, and we enroll about 30 students and work with them monthly over the period of 2 years. But once they're in our program, everything's free. From the wetsuits to the surfboards to the environmental education to the surf lessons. Mar de Colores started back in 2020. It was in reflection of essentially everything that surfing brought me, from community to connection to self, to connection to the ocean, and even job opportunities, and recognizing that there was kids in my neighborhood here in Encinitas that looked like me, but that yet I'd never see at the beach. So I essentially wanted to create some sort of celebratory day that would connect the students to the ocean But it developed to be so much more because now we're essentially a 2-year scholarship program that's focusing on surf modules, environmental education, and mentorship. I think there's a lot of healing that happens on the coastlines, and unfortunately there's a lot of populations who have had severed relationships with it, whether it be geographical displacement or just not feeling comfortable with it nowadays.
No tengan miedo, don't be afraid, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. Let's get the kiddos out of the water. It's always the hardest thing to do.
Okay, right now we are at San Elijo Beach at a surf break called Barney's, and we are getting ready to celebrate the culmination of 2 years in our program for 15 students. They're graduating today. Right now there's a little bit of overcast going on, which is kind of nice, but the waves are pretty big, which is great. So we have a bit of a routine that we always just center around. We like to create culture with our organization. So today we usually start off with like a grounding circle where we like gather back up, talk about the intention for the day, lay out the intention for the day, and then we'll move into some breathing and yoga. And then beyond that, then we'll get into the water. We'll play in the water for about 2 hours. We'll surf. And then after that, that's when we're going to do the graduation ceremony. I think that's what really stands us apart, is that we're not just a surf camp. We're really focusing on the experience that the families are getting, from the kid to the parents, all the way to the cousins that come drop in sometimes. We're really welcoming them all.
I heard about it through a friend who is a friend of Mario. We joined because at least for me personally, I've always had a bit of a fear about being in the ocean and surfing. Even though I grew up by the water, I thought it would be a great opportunity for my kids to get a chance to learn how to surf, to connect with other kids kind of the similar backgrounds, for example, the kids in the San Diego area, and just to get to be in community. To me, being a person of color and always sometimes feeling not like I don't belong in a lot of situations, to see my kids feel so comfortable with this group and how welcoming the group is, that has been probably the best thing to observe as part of the program.
Yeah. For me, first time surfing was actually kind of hard because I didn't know how to surf. I didn't know how to swim, but I don't know how to surf. So it was kind of hard to reach the goal of getting it. But then I got to it and I reached it.
Board in the water, it's very chaotic, but definitely when you get the hang of it, it's kind of calm. You just relax there until your wave comes and you feel confident enough to get on the board and, ride a wave. But it's a fun experience.
I feel about graduating, it's excited, sad but excited, because now I know how to surf by myself, and whenever I want to, I just come to the beach and surf.
Leslie, come on up.
So for me, graduating these kids, it's like seeing, my younger brother or sister graduate or something like that. It's just we're really connected, and we really do grow familial bonds with the students and with their parents, because we get to know them for 2 years. So yeah, it's a really emotional day, a celebratory day. But I was really proud of seeing all the kids step onto the plate, get their graduation certificate. I think that's exactly what we set off to do, is essentially the courage that you find when you surf, having that transfer over into your everyday life through building community.
That story was produced by Katerina Portela and Caroline Corellis. All of our stories can be watched on the KPBS YouTube page. It's also where we live stream KPBS Evening Edition weeknights at 5. San Diegans are remembering Bill Walton, an NBA Hall of Famer who had a personality and community spirit as big as his nearly 7-foot frame. His death was announced on Memorial Day. Thomas Fudge spoke with a sports writer and longtime friend of Walton's to hear more about his life.
Bill Walton died of cancer Monday at the age of 71. In his career, he won NBA championships with 2 different teams. He was a college star for UCLA in the early 70s, and before that, led Helix High in La Mesa to an undefeated season. San Diego sports writer Jay Paris says to Walton, it was all about the team.
He was a rebounder. That's the dirty work in basketball, because you got to get down there and fight, and you got to go with the elbows, and you got to anticipate. And once he got that rebound, the quickness in which he would turn to look to get the fast break going. Who can I pass it to?
Paris met Bill Walton in 1979 as a student reporter trying to snag an interview with the basketball star. He was just a kid, but Walton was kind and encouraging to him, and it was the start of a 45-year friendship. At the time, Walton was about to start playing for the San Diego Clippers.
He loved the Grateful Dead, but I think he even loved San Diego more. And for him to come home to play for the Clippers, to play in the sports arena, which still stands today, and have his families and friends there, it had to be one of the greatest feelings in his life.
Jay says the lack of success of the Clippers, who would move to L.A., was a great disappointment to Walton. He was a man of great optimism. It's hard to find a photo of Walton where he didn't have a broad smile on his face, even though he suffered with years of pain.
The only thing that could bring him down was his physical nature, was his body that was always breaking down. 40 procedures, as he would call it, 40 operations on your body. You can imagine both your ankles are fused together. The back pain was so bad, he did contemplate suicide. Those are his words.
Surgery ultimately brought him relief from that pain. After his life as a player, Walton became a TV basketball analyst, famous for off-the-wall comments and flights of imagination. He once said of a player, John Stockton is one of the true marvels, not just of basketball or in America, but in the history of Western civilization. Here's another one. Yesterday, we celebrated Sir Isaac Newton's discovery of gravity. Today, Fabrizio Oberto is defying it. Like Paris said, Bill Walton was devoted to the Grateful Dead. When he thinks of Walton, he remembers a line from a Grateful Dead song.
And there's a good line, you can find the light in the strangest of places if you look at it just right. That was the Grateful Dead, and that was Bill Walton.
Thomas Fudge, KPBS News.
We hope you enjoyed this look at KPBS News this week. I'm Amitha Sharma. Thank you for joining us.